Welcome, gents. Today we're joined by my good friend Abhishek, or Mind of a Scale, as we like to call him. Do you want to briefly introduce yourself?
Sure, man. Hello, everyone. So my name is Abhishek. I've been here in Thailand for 8 months. Quit my job around a year ago now, probably coming up to a year. And yeah, been here in Thailand, running my own online business the whole time that I've been here. So essentially just had a transition recently into this network for entrepreneurs where we teach sales, we teach marketing, we teach personal development. Before that, I was actually doing fat loss coaching. So I've been in the online space, dabbled in a few different things, and my good friend Leo here is now part of the network. And yeah, it's been amazing, and that's the kind of the game plan now going forward, and that's what we're running with. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
And that's exactly how we met, right? Back in Koh Samui, I approached you asking you, what you were doing with your laptop, and at the time you were still doing fat loss coaching. Obviously, I was sneaky looking to see if I could find some leads, and one thing led to another, and now here we are doing our podcast. So obviously, as you know, I'm tax accountant. I do taxes, and after a couple months of meeting each other, we ended up working together. So obviously, tax is something that as young entrepreneurs, not a lot of people know about. So for you, what was your relationship like with taxes? What did you know about taxes before working together?
Great question. So being completely transparent, I think when I kind of came here, like a lot of other people that probably kind of move abroad, you just disregard the fact that you still got to pay tax. I think it was something that almost just, I knew subconsciously, I knew that I had to do something about it, but I didn't want to deal with that. I just thought, yeah, you know what, I've one life now. I moved out the UK, no need to worry about anything. But I think that the paranoia started to creep up on me. And again, it's the universe why Leo got in contact, because at the end of the day, why pay UK taxes when you can have someone like Leo who's specialized in this field and makes you pay close to zero, right? Legally, of course. So for me, I think that my relationship with it wasn't great. It was something I pushed to the side. I thought I'll deal with it later, but honestly, Leo's definitely opened my eyes and just made me think that, in life, two things you're guaranteed, like you say, right? Death and taxes. And if we can minimize the latter, then why not, really? So yeah, I think that honestly my relationship wasn't great with it, and Leo definitely opened my eyes to what I was doing wrong essentially before. So yeah, been a big eye opener for me.
I love that. Thanks for sharing. And my next question is, a lot of people subconsciously know that they should be doing something, like you say. A lot of people think it's something they should take care of, but they push it back. They say, maybe I'm not earning yet, or I'll figure it out later. For you, what was that turning point that made you think, okay, I need to take action now?
I just think that, like with anything in life, the more that you leave something and you say I'm going to deal with it later, it's just going to catch up on you anyway. So confront your problems head on. That's the kind of mindset I've always had. All the trials and tribulations I've had in my life, whenever I've been in a bad spot in my life, because I'm not dealing with my problems. And I feel like, not to go off on a tangent, but as a man, like, it's your responsibility to solve your problems, and that's how you feel fulfilled, you feel happy, and you don't feel anxiety to an extent. So like, why not just deal with it now? I just thought, okay, cool, I can wait till the end of the year, scramble around for money and pull money out of here and this index fund and that, or I can just deal with it now, like, before the problem actually arises. So I think on a deeper note, as men and as business owners, it's your duty to solve your problems there and then, rather than just delaying it and waiting. So I thought, you know what, Leo's said this to me now, I'd be an idiot not to take this offer on and actually just do something about it when I have the time to do it.
Thank you. And as you were saying in the beginning, you didn't really know much about taxes, as maybe a lot of people watching, you're young, maybe you're in your 20s and you've started to see a little bit of success, and you don't know a lot about taxes, and maybe you want to get into this space. Sometimes, I think maybe you can confirm it later, but you're not too sure exactly what you need, so you're almost in the dark. You have to trust the person that's in front of you. You're not, if you don't know a lot about taxes, you're not exactly sure what can work for you. You're kind of trusting, like blindly trusting a person. So for you, starting to work with me, and when considering working with me, what was your biggest concern?
I think obviously my biggest concern was like, does it actually work? But then, when he shows the numbers, it's a no-brainer essentially. I think the fact that you're just a genuine guy, bro. Not to get too emotional, right? But I've been with Leo now for like a month, and regardless, you can just feel when somebody's energy is just genuine. And I feel like Leo is a genuine, kind-hearted person. So that's pretty much why I chose to work with you, and why I kind of removed that fear and doubt from my head of whether it would actually work or not. At the end of the day, it's a very logical decision. Do you want to pay a stupid amount of taxes in the UK, or do you want to just save a lot of money, right, and actually put that elsewhere, put it to use? And yeah, the fact that Leo's just a genuine guy definitely helps, rest my mind as well.
Okay, so yeah, I guess my next question was what made you do it anyways, but I think you've answered that. We could say that it's it's the trust, and it's the fact that, as you're saying, it's meeting a genuine person, someone who has a positive energy, helps in making a decision as delicate as this one.
100. And I think one more thing to add as well. I think when you make any decision in life, you want to make sure you're going with the right person. So, for example, like, you wouldn't have joined the core network if you didn't think that I could help you with sales, for example, or put you around good people. Same way with Leo. Like, I know he's got specialized knowledge in this field, which I clearly don't have a monkey's about, but you do, right? So it's a no-brainer essentially. So I think the fact that I'm just confident in your abilities, and the fact that you're genuine as well, definitely made me make the decision to work with you.
And obviously now you're a fresh tax-free entrepreneur. How does it feel that your taxes are sorted out?
Do you know what? Honestly, I don't think I've fully taken it in yet, but it definitely makes me feel more at ease, because the alternative was, okay, every single time a payment comes in, X amount's got to go away for taxes, for example, and I'm already paying a team. I don't want more and more eating into my profit. So like, this is the ideal situation I wanted to be living in. This is why I moved here, right? So why still pay UK taxes? And I think it comes down to the whole lifestyle arbitrage that we talk about. Cool, the goal is to move away from the UK, sell USD, GBP services, right? But then if you're still giving away fucking 40% to the tax man, what is the point? You might as well have just stayed in the UK anyways. Yes, it's still cheaper over here, but why not really utilize the fact that I'm living in Asia right now, pay 0% tax, live cheap? Like, the opportunity is massive. So if you're going to move from the UK, cool, you've kind of minimized your living costs now, but imagine minimizing your tax or paying close to 0% tax. That's probably the most ideal situation any young entrepreneur could ever be in. So it's incredible. I think that I feel good, but I feel like when I'm looking at all my peers paying UK tax towards next year, I'll probably be laughing in their face, man.
I love to hear that. Rub it in. So my last question for you, Abhishek, is what would you say to these, new young entrepreneurs who, are in their 20s, who are very young, ambitious, are starting to see some success like yourself? Maybe they're doing high four figures, or they've cracked, their first couple 5-figure months, that are watching this and are thinking, I'll sort the taxes out. I'll sort the taxes out later. I've got time, I'm not earning enough. What would you say to someone like them who's maybe on the fence, or who thinks that it's not that time yet?
It's never going to be the right time. I think with anything in life, you're never going to feel ready to make that decision. Like, yes, it might take a bit of a hit on you initially, but at the end of the day, you're either going to pay a much smaller price now or a much bigger cost later. And I think it just comes down to the fact of being organized, being financially disciplined as well, and putting the right measures in place so that you're not struggling later on. So like, I could have just left it and then had a massive tax bill next year, but I'm taking the necessary precautions and measures right now to make sure that I don't have to do that. So I think that just really dealing with your problems and just doing it now rather than leaving it till later will save you a lot of stress in the future. Like, I can say open and honestly, my financial discipline last year wasn't great. I used to push these things to the side, but now that I've been through that negative experience and I know what that feels like and the stress that can cause, like, just deal with these things now. Like, why wait till later? Just deal with your problems and put the right measures in place. That's what I would say.
Thank you, and I think that's such a huge one. A lot of people don't really understand the implications that not dealing with your taxes properly can have. Maybe you'll get away with it this year, into 2 years, 3 years of just not paying taxes, right? But at the end of the day, it does catch up with you, as you're saying. Like in 5 years, you're gonna get a letter from HMRC, the IRS saying like with a huge tax bill, and I think these young people don't really realize and don't comprehend the magnitude, the impact that this can have further along the line. So for you, do you know the potential legal and tax implications that come with bad accounting practices? Are you aware?
No, and I do not wish to ever find out, sir.
Love to hear that. That's all. Abhishek, thank you for joining today.
Pleasure, my
Appreciate
friend.
you so much. Let me know if you like this kind of content. Let me know if there's any question you'd like me to ask our next guest. And yeah, thanks for watching.